Hi everybody, I'm gonna be making my favorite Christmas bread pudding. Now, if you've been searching for that perfect dessert that you wanna serve along with your Christmas dinner, this is it. Not only is it super easy to make, but it's absolutely delicious. And I'm gonna show you how to make it step by step. Let's get started. The first thing you wanna do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And you wanna grease your baking dish. I'm gonna be using a 9x13 baking dish, and I already sprayed it with nonstick spray and it's ready to go. Now this is the bread that I'm gonna be using. These are homemade dinner rolls that I made yesterday, and I made them especially for this dish today. Now the reason you wanna use day-old bread is because day-old bread gets a little dry. It's not freshly made and soft, you know, and that's what you want. You want your bread to be a little dehydrated. And if you have fresh bread, it'll be really soft and it won't absorb as much. Now you can use any kind of bread that you want. You can use a French loaf, you can use a French baguette, any bread that you want. You just wanna make sure that your bread is at least 1 day old, okay? So these are the rolls that I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna go ahead and tear it up into pieces about this size. Now you don't want to tear it up into really small pieces, because if you do, then it'll get really wet and it'll just be really mushy. Or you can go ahead and cut it up into cubes, whatever you want. Now if you find that you've got fresh bread and you don't have day-old bread, then you can tear it up like this, and then you can put it in your preheated oven for several minutes until it gets a little bit crispy and it's ready to go. But don't worry about it. This will work out and it'll just be delicious. You'll see. So now that I have my bread torn up and ready to go, I'm gonna clean up my area and get started on the next step. Now, as you can see, I've got all my ingredients right here set before me. And that's the best thing to do, is get everything ready so that you can just start dumping in without a problem. So I'm gonna start out with my eggs. See, I've got 3 eggs. I'm gonna put them into my bowl. I'm gonna put all my ingredients below in the description box so that you'll know exactly what I'm using and how much. And I'm gonna start out by whisking my eggs like this. So here are my eggs. Now I'm gonna add my sugar, just like that. And I'm gonna bring it in together like this. I'm gonna add my cinnamon and continue whisking. I'm gonna add my brown sugar. See? Here's my melted butter. Continue whisking. Make sure that your sugar is nicely dissolved in here. Now I'm gonna add my whole milk. There's my milk. And here's my heavy cream. Now, if you don't want to use heavy cream, you can just use whole milk. And if you want to make it richer, you can use all heavy cream. It's up to you. Or you can use half and half, like me. Half whole milk and half heavy cream. Now you want to bring it in together like this, really, really well. See how easy this is? So now that I got this whisked really well, I'm going to put in my bread. See, here it is. And I'm gonna put it in here gently, because you don't want it to become mush. See? See? And here is all my bread. So now what I'm gonna do is just push it down gently like this. See? Now some people like to let it soak in there for 15, 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes, whatever. I don't usually do that, because I feel that if it soaks in there too long, it gets mushy from the bottom. So all I like to do is just push it down until it's all wet, and then it's ready to go. See? Just like this. Now I'm making sure that all my bread is wet. As long as it's wet, it's gonna be just fine. Now I have my dish ready. I sprayed it with nonstick spray, but you can grease it with butter, whatever works for you. So now I'm gonna put my bread in here. but I'm only gonna put half of it because I have 2 more ingredients that I wanna put in here. See, without moving it around too much, being careful with it. Now I'm gonna be adding some blueberries and some raisins. Now these raisins have been sitting in hot water for about 45 minutes and I just drained them right now. Now I don't add it into the mixture because then they all get real clumpy in one corner or right in the middle. So I like to add them in here myself so that I can put them exactly where I want them to be. See? Now, if you don't want to use any raisins because you don't like them, you can use any fruit that you want. I love it with the raisins, and the blueberries are just perfect. I'm going to put them just where I want them to be, just like this. And I leave a few of the blueberries and some of the raisins because that's what I'm going to use to top it with. So now that I have my blueberries and my raisins in here, I'm going to add the rest of the bread. And now I'm going to put it into place. And I don't like to push it down because I like those peaks because it gives it really good texture. See, without moving it around too much and fussing with it too much, just like that. So now I'm going to add the rest of my blueberries and my raisins. And I'm going to put these just where I want them to be. See? And my raisins. And that's good. So now I'm going to put it into the oven for about 55 minutes. Now at the 30-minute point, and it's usually about at the 30-minute point, I'm just going to get a piece of aluminum foil and I'm just going to set it on top because I don't want it to get too brown or to burn. Now, just keep an eye on it. When you see that it starts to get brown right at the top, then that's when you want to just put a piece of aluminum foil gently on top and continue with the baking process. So I'll see you in about 55 minutes. Oh gosh, here it is. See how beautiful this looks? You see what I mean by the little peaks? Now this is very hot. So what you want to do when you get it out of the oven is just let it sit for about 10, 15, 20 minutes. So now that I got it out of the oven, I'm going to let it sit here and get started on our sauce. So let's go to the stove. As you can see, I've got a small saucepan right here on my stove, but the heat is turned off. You want to start out in a cold saucepan. So I've got my brown sugar and I'm going to add it in here. Now I'm going to add my flour. See? Like this. I'm going to add a pinch of cinnamon. Just a little pinch. Like that. And I'm going to add a couple of pinches of salt. Very, very small little pinches like that. I'm going to bring it in together like this. Now I'm going to add my heavy cream. I'm going to add my milk. You can use all cream or you can use all milk. I'm using heavy cream and I'm using whole milk because I like the texture. Now I'm going to add my well-beaten egg. See? And whisk it really good. I'm going to add my melted butter. Now I'm going to turn on the heat and I'm going to set it on medium. So now that I have my heat set on medium and all my ingredients are in, I'm going to continue whisking like this for 10 to 12 minutes non-stop. Now it's going to be very tempting to raise up the heat because you're going to want to get it over with, but don't do it because we don't want scrambled eggs in here. So you want to be patient and just continue whisking like this non-stop, and you're slowly going to start seeing it get thicker and thicker as the time goes by. It's been exactly 12 minutes, and as you can see, my sauce looks beautiful. Look at that. So now I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to add my vanilla. And I'm going to stir it in really good like this. See? I'm going to get this wooden spoon. And you see how it is nice and thick? See that? That's how you know when it's ready. So now that I have my bread pudding ready and it smells so good in here and my sauce is ready, it's time to serve. Oh, man. Oh, look at this. Oh, now for the taste test. See, I want plenty of this sauce. Mmm. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, this is just absolutely fantastic. It kind of tastes like a cinnamon roll mixed in with a cake. Real creamy, and then the sauce is out of this world. And then boom, the blueberries. Oh man, this is absolutely delicious. So this is my Christmas bread pudding with raisins and blueberries. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Send me a comment and tell me what you think. Merry Christmas.